Good evening and welcome to the Radical Race Series. Round 4 takes us to Long Beach, California, USA. I am Tom Kent in the commentary position. Alongside me is Jim Cunningham. He'll be with me over the course of not one but two races around this historical street course. We've just entered the early minutes of qualifying, so we'll take the opportunity to check the scores on the doors as the championship continues to develop. We begin with the SR8s with Alexander Schutzer leading the way by 28 points over his nearest rival Robert Woodward. Then we've got Christian Schutzer in third position, a further 6 points back with Marcus Lang in fourth, Stefan Millis in fifth place. There's a long way down to find Tobias Trukel, Graham Matthews, Steve Webb, Jamie Bird, Trevor Brown and Paul LeMay, who have all scored points up to this stage in the season. In the SR10s, Simon Edwards is top of the pile by 33 points over George Gonzaga. It's Heinz Braun in the bronze medal position in third place ahead of Bruno Vitorino. Phil Glover is fifth, having a good start to his season, followed by Fabio Regis. Christoph Lick is seventh, followed by Mehmet Baradakis. Patricia Gomez is silver, and Sally Wrighton ran out the top 10 with Kevin Harwood, James Barry, Sebastian Lipp, Henry Sweetlake, Seth Brown, James Fransnick, Alfonso Quiroz, Giuseppe Regis, Jeffrey Brown, and Nuno Rodriguez, all having scored points in that respective class. Over the course of the season, we have 10 rounds. We've been to Sebring, Mexico City. We had Daytona last week, which was an endurance race. And tonight is Long Beach. We go to Rudskogen Motor Centre in Norway, followed by Brands Hatch in the United Kingdom on the 5th of February. Then it's off to Charlotte Motor Speedway on the Roval course. And then it's to Austin in Texas, Mount Panorama, Australia for the penultimate round. And then the season finale will be at Monza on the combined layer, which will also be a 60-minute endurance event. Let's bring Jim into the booth and get a word with him and get his thoughts on how he thinks tonight is going to play out. Jim, good evening.
Good evening, Tom. Good to be here with you. Been a minute since you and I have worked together. And here we are at the, it's a beautiful Long Beach street circuit. Obviously, very steeped in American history here, racing-wise. You know, the Indy cars have raced here for years, 30 or more years at least. And the IMSA series also races here regularly. Tight track, tough course. It really is tough.
It was a tough course, and it is to this day, to be fair. Of course, it was a former home of the Formula One World Championship. In 1983, the last time, of course, that was the venue where we saw the driver start in the lowest ever grid position before taking victory that day. That went to John Watson, ahead of his McLaren teammate Niki Lauda back then. But what do you make of Long Beach, Jim? Because it has undergone a lot of changes over the years in terms of its layout. But what's your interpretation of the course as a whole?
I like the track. I love driving it. You know, it's always been entertaining when you watch the races on TV and stuff through the years. But it's tough. I mean, there's no room for error at this place at all. And it's rough, and we know these radicals don't necessarily respond super well to rough tracks. They don't handle big bumps very well, and so this place is going to give them a bit of a problem, I think. And there's some really tight spots, like here we're coming through turn 1 and then going in here through the fountain section that we see on screen now. That's really tight through there. Not very much room for two cars to go through there together. Turn 1 is a tough place, it really is. I did a GT3 race last night here, a broadcast one from here last night, and I'm not gonna lie to you, there's 40-something cars in the field, and it was a nightmare. They were crashing everywhere.
Drivers, whether in the SR8s or the SR10s, hoping they can get through both the sprint and feature races unscathed. 11 laps at Beacon Sprint, 19 for the feature. It is a relatively shorter course compared to others. But the drivers do love the challenge around here, and there's plenty of overtaking opportunities, particularly over at Turn 1 that Jim had alluded to, otherwise known as Toyota Corner, before they head through the Fountain section, and then it takes us back to the Takate Turn Pine Avenue. I am looking forward to how this one plays out, in all honesty. We know it can cause chaos, but that's the lottery around this course. We'll see how the drivers fare around here. This seems to have a good feel of the course already. A lot of them did practice just before qualifying had begun. Stefan Millis was not one of them. He just joined in the final few minutes before this session got underway. So just hope he finds himself up to speed before we get going in terms of the racing.
Yeah, I think, this. I mean, like I said, there can be some chaos here with crashes and things, but to me, that's the beauty of street circuits. There's just no room for error on these things, and if I'm being honest, this is probably my favorite street circuit in all the world. Yeah, it's certainly being an American and growing up watching Indy cars here and the likes of Mario Andretti, and to be honest, I don't really remember the Formula One race here, but just through the years and the IMSA stuff, I'm a huge sports car fan, and this is been an IMSA that has raced here for quite a while now, and yeah, it's a great circuit. It's so much fun to drive.
The United States Grand Prix West, specifically, this was known as back in the day, when Formula One went to more than one venue over the course of the season in the US. I think we've heard that somewhere before, haven't we?
Yeah.
But Alexander Schutzer is top of the pile so far, with less than 2 minutes remaining here in Long Beach. Simon Edwards is the fastest of the SR10s in second place, with Christian Schutzer making sure that Edwards is in that Schutzer sandwich. Sounds like a very tasty sandwich indeed. There's James Berry, Christoph Lipp and Mehmet Akis are in the top 6, going very well. And then you're having to find Robert Woodward, who is the next SR8 running in P10. There are a few drivers who haven't set lap times in the session so far. Graham Matthews, Steve Webb and Kevin Harwood. I don't think we're going to be seeing those setting lap times. They look consigned to back of the grid. So let's see what they can do from there.
Yeah, I saw Steve was out on track practicing earlier for sure. So yeah, I guess they just decided they're gonna start from the back, which not necessarily the worst thing here, because turn one can be a nightmare. It certainly can.
Christian Schutzer has just leapfrogged his brother up to provisional pole position. 1 minute 13.8 is the only driver in the sub 1 minute 14s. Sebastian Lipp has also made his way up the order into 5th place, just behind James Barry. So we've got 5 Germans in the field, Olbert's in the top 9. Good to see that. And we're looking at the moment, Schutzer in that blue livery machine. As you can see, someone ahead of him was parking up there. It was almost like a parking lot that we were trying to find around near the section of the course, the middle part. Pine Avenue is the street name as I was trying to find. But over the line comes Taras Fosberg, or has just gone over the line up the order a little bit there, into 12th place, ahead of Bruno Vitorino. And qualifying has reached its conclusion, Jim, and we have essentially our grid for the first of 2 races here in Long Beach, and we are geared up for a brilliant affair. So let's have a rundown on the grid then for the sprint race. It is an all Schutzer front row with Christian on pole and Alexander alongside. Then we head over to an all Brit row 2. Simon Edwards ahead of James Barry, and it's Christoph Lipp and Mehmet Akis on row number 3. Tobias Trickle and Sebastian Lipp make up the 4th row, with Heinz Braun and George Gonzaga rounding out the top 10. Robert Woodward and Taras Fosberg are 11th and 12th, with Bruno Vitorino and Phil Glover on row 7. Patricio Gomez is silver, and Stefan Mellis are on row number 8, with Nino Rodriguez and Steve Webb on the penultimate row of the field. At the back, we've got Graham Matthews and Kevin Harwood.
Yeah, that's a nice size field today. That's really good. I enjoy seeing these big fields for these radical races.
We're hoping he can get through the first part of the course unscathed. And of course, when they come out of Toyota Corner, that's when things can start to get very, very, very intense in a way, because they are going to go through that fountain section. Hopefully those plants there aren't going to get ruined, because I have seen a car parked in the fountain here one time. I think it was in an IndyCar race or something where someone had ended up parking there.
This was in a sim racing event. Actually, our fearless leader, James, I believe. Oh, we're green.
So, yeah, we're lights off and it's go here in Long Beach for the sprint race. Alexander Schuster leapfrogging his brother Christian off the line with Simon Edwards and James Barry in 3rd and 4th places, looking to give chase. Who is going to be brave enough to send one up the inside into Toyota's corner? There's no way Edwards just settling in to the race because he's not won on the first lap. But so far it's Alexander Schuster who leads ahead of Christian. Simon Edwards and James Barry are next behind in 3rd and 4th.
Problem from somebody there. I think Rodriguez, I believe. It shows that they had a crash, but he's at the bottom of the field. So we'll go take a look at that again.
Further clout with the barrier, Rodriguez, but at least he's kept going anyhow. We'll have the timing tower up the screen in a moment. Simon Edwards has gone round, unfortunately, though. He's had a problem at some point in the lap. He's now behind Graham Matthews, which isn't good for him. He may need to come into the pit lane for repairs if he has got something wrong with his machine. And Graham Matthews spins at the right-hander at the end of the Seaside Way straight. So doesn't feel like he's had too many more issues from there. And Simon Edwards is down in 17th position. Going, Jim.
Well, they're stacking up. Looks like we got a pretty nice size incident here coming up. So this is what we just saw. That was Graham Matthew spinning as he got by Simon there. Simon was recovering from his spin. And then there's this incident here, which is going to involve Stefan Mellis up there in the front of this little pack here. Let's see. That's the problem with Long Beach. It shows those as crashes because the cars come to a complete stop. That's going to torment us all night long. We're going to try to make an adjustment to prevent that.
In the pit lane. Yeah, sorry, Jim.
No, it just shows everyone that turns at the hairpin as a crashed car.
Nino Rodriguez, Simon Edwards and Patricio Silva are all in the pit lane with some form of damage. We want to see what happens to Simon Edwards because it's not like we see him in the wars like that. Terence Fosberg is the latest driver to have gone for a spin. Presumably at the end of the Seaside Way straight, two leading cars of Alexander and Christian Schuster are nose to tail going through towards Toyota's corner.
All right, this is what happened to Simon.
He's over at turn 8. This is before the back straight. Yeah, he's ended up in the barrier. Yeah, that was a spin by himself, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm going to flip around to a different camera there. Obviously, the building hid the incident from us.
There's no traction control with these machines, so it's very easy to drop it coming out of that.
Easy. These things are, they're a handful, especially those 10s. The SR10s are extremely powerful for the weight that they are.
And it's on the Schuster. He's not having no such problems so far. It doesn't seem to me like Edwards or Silva have decided to rejoin the race. Nino Rodriguez has done, but he is down a lap. But to be fair, you never know how these races will plan out for the field, so he may take advantage of a few drivers who have further issues. Ray Matthews has passed Kevin Harwood
Did Vosberg have an incident, or is this going to be... Yeah, this is an incident.
Yeah, this is on lap 2 where Vosberg ends up in the wall somewhere. Does he run into the car ahead of him there?
No, it's overcooked there. And, what is that? That's is that 9? Turn 9, I believe?
Yeah, turn 9. That's the end of the Seaside Way straight for Terence Vosberg. And I think that was just a fine example of looking more at the car ahead of him than driving.
So easy to do here, you know, and especially in these cars. Like I said, there's no traction control. There's also no ABS. And these, you get on these, you know, on the brakes hard and you hit one of these bumps and it stops your, it causes your tire and you just start sliding. There's not a whole lot you can do about it.
Edwards and Silva have rejoined the race, which is good to see. Silva on the tail of Heinz Braun. Well, yeah, the slipstream of Braun, that looked relatively straightforward there for Lip. And Braun is now down to 6th place. I wonder if he had a mistake on the exit of the corner before the Seaside Way straight. But Heinz Braun is now down to 6th place. And nobody's going to be too long before Sebastian Lip goes by. Because Braun taking some form of damage by having a kiss against the barrier, but you're going to see Lip go to the outside now. I wonder if Braun's been in the wall somewhere, Jim, because that car does not exactly look 100% optimal in terms of handling.
I mean, he's definitely off the pace here a little bit for sure. I don't see any damage on it. Let's take a look at the steering wheel real quick, see if that's squared up or not.
Well, he did a low 1 minute 7. He did a 1:17.4. Did Braun on that last lap compared to the Lips, who did high 1 minute 15s.
Yeah, that's 2 seconds is quite off the pace here. So look, I don't see anything.
Okay, so he's on the tail of James Barry in the fight for the lead in the SR10. They are coming out of the hairpin onto the straight. What is known as East Shoreline Drive. Heading down now.
I tell you, they have really got some fast drivers in this series now, man. James Barry and Simon Edwards, used to be the class of any field when they were in an SR, in a radical, And now you got these the Schuster brothers, and you got the Lips. I mean, there's a lot of fast guys in this league. Akis here, very fast. I mean, you still got the likes of Heinz Braun, and there's so many fast drivers who've joined the series.
For a course like this then, Jim, which car would you rather be in? Would you be in the SR8 or the SR10?
Well, you would initially look at the 2 liters and think the SR8, but the 10s are really dominating this race with the exception of the first 2 positions, I don't know, if it were me, I probably would pick the SR8 here. I would probably choose handling and lighter weight over horsepower here. But, I think that if they're balanced roughly, equal, I think it really comes down a lot to the driver.
Stephen Miller's has passed Steve Webb for 13th position. Webber's made a mistake on this lap, but he's dropped back considerably, and I think he might have picked up some damage, Jim. I think he's had a clout against the barrier.
Yeah, he might have. Let's see. This is, where is that at?
This is coming towards, this is Pine Avenue, heading towards Seaside Way. Oh, he's outbraking himself.
Just got him. That barrier there sticks out. It will kind of grab and that's what got him. And he's clearly got some front end damage on that thing. I would imagine his steering wheel doesn't look as bad as I thought it was going to look.
It'll be understeering like crazy, to be honest with you, Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Webb won't be going at the speed at which he wants to be.
Yeah, this is definitely not a course that you can understeer on. It's a tough place for that. That's unfortunate for Steve.
Whether he'll decide to keep going or whether he'll just come into the pits to get it repaired, and then you can have a few more laps around here just to treat it like a little test session for himself. The top 10 finishes in this first race will be reversed for the feature race, which will be 19 laps long. And sits in the 10th position is George Gonzaga, just ahead of Bruno Vittorino by 1.4 seconds. But these are the 2 that we are focusing on. Nose to tail, Alexander Schuster getting the jump on Christian at the start. He may have won that battle,
This is, I tell you what, these 2 guys, they must be fast, and obviously brothers. I bet they have some sim racing, because they are both really fast.
Incredibly so. Nose to tail like glue.
Yeah. James
Barry and Mehmet Akers. 3rd and 4th places, but this is Robert Woodward in 9th, had a strong run, 3rd in the SR8s. so far in this one.
It's a freight train here. There's like 5 of them, all pretty close together here.
If you could just see, that's Treacle thinking about a move on Heinz Braun. They are both in the SR10s, these two.
It seems like Heinz Braun kind of found his pace again. You know, he had that one lap where he was down in the 17s, but he seems to be back in the 15s again, at least.
Pitch straight again. Surely Treacle is going to have a run on Braun into Toyota's corner. He could just maybe catch him by surprise a little bit, but now he's got Robert Woodward who's going to be all over the back of him. He'll have the corner in advantage. Now, for those who don't know anything about the SR8s or the SR10s, the SR8s tend to be quicker in the corners and slower on the straights, whereas the SR10s is the exact opposite.
Yeah, the SR10s have significantly more horsepower, but they also weigh more. And which now you asked me that question. Now, he spun it, trying to stay off.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Big hit.
That was George Gonzaga. That ran into Tobias Treacle.
Let's go back and look at that from the chopper here. That was just whoever that was behind him.
That was Robert Woodward. He nearly clouted the wall the corner before.
See, he spun himself to avoid hitting Braun there. He was about to hit Braun, and he spun himself to avoid hitting Braun, and then unfortunately Gonzaga got caught up in that. Oh man, we'll go one more look at that from a different angle. But yeah, good on him. I mean, he realized he was about to hit Braun. You can see it. He turns it hard to keep from hitting him, and then poor George, man, that's just so unfortunate. Golly.
Yeah, both of them will be in the pit lane at the end of this lap. I think once Tobias Treacle locked the rears to avoid running into Heinz Braun, there was just nowhere for George Gonzaga to go at that point. I wonder if Gonzaga actually continued on even with the damage, actually, because he's running in 10th place now. He's got nearly 7 seconds in hand over Phil Glover.
We'll keep an eye on the sector times and see if he seems to be off the pace. He seems to be going pretty good. Let's look at the steering wheel real quick.
Tell you what, he got through that right-hander all right, actually, didn't he?
Yeah. No, I mean, a lot of times these cars, the front end gets knocked off of them really easy, and they look just destroyed when the front end's gone. But they drive okay without the front end on them. Obviously, it's gonna understeer a little more, but but they're okay. As our boss James always says, he's just cooling his feet off down there. But he seems to be going fine. I mean, I think he can hold on to this reverse grip pole. We're on last lap, by the way. This thing's fun.
It has. Yeah, Alexander Schuster is on his way to victory ahead of Christian. 4/10 is the margin. Has Christian got anything left, or is he thinking more about the feature race?
Boy,
he had a little power against the barrier there. He just avoided it. Down towards the right-hander at the end of Seaside Way. Alexander Schuster, not for the first time this season, he's about to head over the line in first place, and it'll be another victory to be added to the cabinet.
Well.
There is that's Webb just getting out of the way. He'll have nothing to do with these. Alexander Schuster leads his brother over the line to take the first win of the night here at Long Beach. A brilliant drive, getting the jump on Christian at the start, and he never relented from there. James Barry winning out in the SR10s ahead of Mehmet Akis, with Christoph and Sebastian Lipp in 5th and 6th. Heinz Braun just beating Robert Woodward to the end.
That's close.
49 thousandths of a second between Braun and Woodward. With Bruno Vitorino 9th, and even with the damage, George Gonzaga finishes in 10th place and is on reverse group pole.
Yeah, it's good for him. I mean, the thing about that crash is that is a Long Beach crash if there ever was one. These walls are high enough in these low cars that you can't see what's coming around these turns, and I believe that's exactly what happened there. Folks, we're going to fixing to bring you up the results here once I think we got Vosberg. He seems to be. Well, he might. I think he had an incident somewhere there where he must have clipped the wall or something.
It was on lap 2. We showed it earlier, Jim.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That explains why Vosper dropped back, but at least he's brought the car home anyway.
Whoa. Okay. I don't know if that was just a little mistake or we gotta do their grid. No, we gotta warm up. Okay, good. Here's the results from Heat 1. Some new graphics for you folks here. So this is some new stuff. And
in the end, it is Alexander Schutzer who takes the victory. Ahead of Christian Schutzer in second place. It's James Barry in third. The winner in the SR10s with Mehmet Akis in fourth and Christoph Lipp in fifth place ahead of Sebastian Lipp in sixth. Heinz Braun, Robert Woodward, Bruno Vitorino and George Gonzaga rounding out the top 10. Gonzaga is on reverse grid pole for the feature race. Phil Glover, 11th. That's a good effort from him. Ahead of Stefan Millis and Graham Matthews. Tobias Treacle, Kevin Harwood, Terence Vosberg, Steve Webb, Simon Edwards, making it to 18th place ahead of Nino Rodriguez and Patricio Silva, who all finished, essentially. Silva did finish 2 laps down, but at least he still brought the car home, nevertheless.
And, hard charger here was Graham Matthew, up 6 spots from where he started. That's a good effort. So, yeah, we got the new graphics package we just put in with the new results. I like them. I think they look good.
Michael and May in the chat saying good evening to us. Good evening to you, Michael. Hope you are well.
I'll tell you what, his brother, of course, we see him on the other SR8 series here on the JPB network, but and Michael as well. They both raced in the Super Formula Lights, the IGP Fun League that we cover here on JPB. They both raced in that the other day. That was a lot of fun seeing them do something other than radicals,
Indeed so, and they did rather well actually, both Paul and Michael in that.
Not bad at all. Which, if you're looking for other things to, there goes Stefan Mellis spinning in practice there. If you're looking for other things to check out on the JPB network, those the IGP Fun on Sundays is something that Tom and I do a lot together, and also Mondays they have the SR8 Radical League. That's JPB League. All right. Looks like we're finishing up warm up here. And here we go. Let's see. Well, I probably need to do this real quick. All right, here we go.
And it's George Gonzaga on reverse grid pole ahead of fellow Portuguese speaker Bruno Vitorino, the Brazilian, in second place. Robert Woodward and Heinz Braun on row 2, followed by Sebastian Lipp and Christoph Lipp. Then we've got Mehmet Akis and James Barry on row 4, followed by the Schutskers of Christian Alexander in 9th and 10th. Phil Glover and Stefan Millis on row 6, with Graham Matthews and Tobias Treacle on the 7th row, with Kevin Harwood and Terence Vosberg on row 8. Then we have Steve Webb and Simon Edwards on the 9th row, with the 2 Portuguese drivers of Nino Rodriguez and Patricio Silva at the back. And the drivers are on the grid now, just waiting for Kevin Harwood to make his way on. And we are good to go for the second and final race. 19 laps around Long Beach. The sun is setting around here, and hopefully we're going to be in for a good treat. Everyone is on, and we are good to go. 1 light is on, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lights are on. Lights off, it's go, and it's a good start from George Gonzaga, not so for Bruno Vitorino. It's Robert Woodward who got the best of the starts. There's a good chance he's going to lead out of Toyota corner first. He's got the outside line, the optimal line for the corner, unless Gonzaga is able to someone up the inside, which he's not going to do. That's Heinz Braun running into the rear of Gonzaga a little bit before they head through the fountain section. Is everyone going to get through cleanly this time? Almost in the tears there, but looks like between Braun and Vitorino. But it looks like everyone's got through unscathed there, Jim.
Yeah, that was it tightens up right there. Turn it down if somebody gets sideways right there.
Woodward leads then. Gonzaga second, Vitorino, Braun. And it's the 2 lips of Christoph and Sebastian. James Barry 7th. It's Mehmet Akis and Alexander Schutzer, who is ahead of Christian Schutzer to maintain his position ahead of him this time around. It's so far so good throughout the field. No major dramas whatsoever. Let's hope they can all get through the 19 lap event without any further dramas in this one compared to what we saw in the first one. Alexander Scooter moving ahead of Mo Akis into 8th position before the first lap is out. Now you can see Akis. Oh, someone's had a spin. You can just see some tyre smoke at the last corner. It will be Mossberg, I think. Yeah, I think it's Alexander Schuster. Yeah, Alexander Schuster and Mo Akis. I think they came together, Jim. Don't you think?
Let's see. I'm trying to. Let's see. It looks like potentially both the brothers could be involved there.
So Alexander is through ahead there. That's Akis.
Yeah. Oh, Akis tapped him and okay. All right. So yeah, the rest of it must have just been people stopping to avoid it. I mean, hairpin here at Long Beach is a tough corner. It's a passing opportunity. These people view it as one, but it's so tough to pass there.
We'll go back to live images in a moment. So far, so good for Rob Woodward in the lead. He's 1.3 clear over Gonzaga, who's under attack actually. He's leading this long queue of cars.
And look at all those
3 German
striped cars. It's like a field full of bumblebees.
Now look as we begin lap number 3. Heinz Braun is under attack actually now from Christoph Litz, Sebastian Loeb and James Barry. All heading through turn 1 virtually at the same time. Kevin Harwood is in the pit lane. Nino Rodriguez has damage to his vehicle.
I love this track. Just watching. I don't ever get tired of watching races here. It's just what a run Robert Woodward's having.
Sorry, spin. Heinz Braun. Heinz Braun spins. Hopes to rejoin the race without mixing with anyone. It's just spun behind. No, it's not. It's Tobias Treacle. Tobias Treacle was the one that's just spun. Yeah, it's Treacle that spun round. Yeah, he was the one that spun round at the same corner. Perhaps in avoidance of Heinz Braun.
Yeah, potentially. Looked like maybe that is what happened.
Over the lips now ahead of Bruno Vitorino. I don't know if Vitorino made a mistake actually entering Seaside Way, and he's now down to 5th place. He's just in front of James Barry. Christian Schutzer is on the tail of these. How long it'll be before he gets by any of them? I
don't know. There's some tough cars in front of him to pass. And he's obviously fast, but it'll be interesting to see how quick he can get by some of these people because there's some fast drivers in front. It wasn't that long ago. James Barry used to dominate everything that was around all nighters. That guy was so fast. Like I say, like he's not. Still is, I'm sure. I haven't seen him as much as he used to be. He used to be very active.
James Barry is on the attack of the moment. Good evening to Jamie Bird as well, who's an SR8 driver himself. We do apologise if there are any audio issues, and Jim will hope to rectify that in a moment. But in the meantime, we're just focusing on the action. James Barry is attacking Bruno Vitorino for 5th position overall. He's looking to the inside, maintains his line, and that's a great pass actually from James Barry. Christian Schuster looking to take advantage. But I think the trouble that Schuster's on now is the straight line speed, of which the SR8 theoretically wouldn't have. But I think round this course, with the nature of the corners coming up, he might do enough here, Jim.
Yeah, and he also has the benefit of the draft. Look at that. I thought he was going to sling it down there on the way deep inside. Jamie, I turned the car volume down just a little bit, man. It's hard to. Oh, somebody skimmed the wall there. It's hard to silence these loud SR8s, man. Wonder why Jamie's not here racing with us.
I'll let him answer that question. But Christian Schuster, he's entering Pine Avenue now. Oh, that was almost in the barrier there for Bruno Vitorino. But that was all Christian needed to go on by. And now James Barry is the next driver he'll be chasing. And Christoph Lipper's got past George Gonzaga on the Seaside Way straight. And Gonzaga is going to have to yield there, and he's got his mirrors full of the other lip of Sebastian. I wonder how tight-lipped he'll be feeling at the present moment.
Oh, Tom, look at you. Tom making dad puns. I like it.
And so Gonzaga plows on to go after Christoph Lipp. There is Mehmet Akis, who is desperate to make up for the incident he was involved in with Alexander Schutzer, who's in 12th place ahead of him. But Akis has got Graham Matthews and Tobias Treacle all over his rear.
Yeah, this little bumblebee freight train up here, man.
Oh, no! that's a tap. That was almost a Constantina collision. Gonzaga and Sebastian Lipp in the barrier together.
Oh, man.
No, they're just going to have to wait for the traffic to go by. They don't want to rejoin into the path for them. Sebastian Lipp has gone back into the pit lane. Gonzaga is able to carry on, but there's no doubt there's going to be damage to that machine.
Let's see here. Let's take a look at this. So
Sebastian just came too close.
Yeah, he just got in the back of him there. Well, that's going to be tough back at Bumblebee headquarters there. Insert your name here. Well, George
continuing on his way.
His owners are still out there. He seemed to have gotten relatively lucky in these incidents he's been involved in, neither one of which was his fault, but he's able to continue in both of them. So, a little Stefan Mellis and Phil Glover and Vosberg here.
Phil Glover's having a good evening so far.
He is having a good run, isn't he?
Not involved in any dramas so far, Phil Glover. He's running in 7th place behind Simon Edwards, who's done well to come through from the back. The man who won the endurance race at Daytona 7 days ago. He's having a strong run as he's going after Bruno Fitzgerald. Should be able to get by him very, very soon. The last we spoke of Simon, actually, he won the feature race at Mexico City. But there is Christian going after James Barry. He takes the title line into the corner there, does Christian. James Barry just reads into the situation. He knows he don't want to give the inside to Christian at the last corner, and he doesn't do so. But look at the slipstream effect that Christian has on James Barry before they even go through the pit straight here. But you could just see the straight line speed unleashing on the SR10 before they even get to Toyota. Oh, that's a go with the barrier. That's Christoph Lipp. And James Barry runs into it. Or was that a back marker? I think that might have been a back marker.
Yeah, I think it was a back marker.
That James Barry ran into.
Oh, my goodness. Yep, that is. Yeah, Barry's. He's tore up. Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, he's done. Oh,
golly,
that is incredible.
Let's see what happened there. So.
Was that Sebastian Lipp? I think it might have been Sebastian Lipp who was a lap down.
No. Oh, was it?
I thought it was Sebastian Lipp that caught the barrier at...
No, was it Graham Matthew, maybe?
No, Graham Matthews isn't the one in the orange machine.
Oh, okay.
It's not the one that Steve Webb is in. But either way, James Barry, what must he be thinking now?
Yeah, that is just terrible. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you get at this track, though. I'm dying to figure out who that was.
I think it was Sebastian Lipp. I could be wrong, but I think it was him.
But see, he's a...
he's in the one...
He drives one of the Bumblebee cars.
You're right. Yeah, it's not Sebastian Lipp. My apologies. It might have been... It might have been Graham Matthews after all, but...
let's see.
And Christian Schutzer has been in the pit lane as well, Jim.
This thing is... Yep, here he comes.
Yeah.
This is the longest pit road, too. Oh, it's so long trying to get out of here at the slow pit road speeds here.
Yeah, at least he rejoins in 13th. Still on the lead lap is Christian, but now he's left himself with so much to do. in a race that...
I'm still trying to figure out who that was, man. It's killing me not knowing.
Well, the only other driver I can think of is Kevin Harwood, but he's in the pit lane right now.
Yeah, it's not showing me the one of their cars. Oh, so wait a minute. There it was right there. It was Harwood. Look, that's the car. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was him.
Yeah,
so
if
you're Sebastian Lip or a fan of Sebastian Lip, I do apologise for it, what I said earlier.
Right.
But now we can see Christoph Lip in second place, closing in on Robert Woodward.
He is.
And further behind, you just saw that was
you got a
Alex
couple
on the
of
going through.
Battles here. Simon is all over Bruno Vitorino here.
He is, and Schuster further back has got through on Vosberg for 5th place. Alexander Schuster through into 5th position, and Taras Vosberg is going to have to make do with just going after his rival for now. There goes Edwards.
I think Simon's coming here.
Yeah, I think he's got Bruno here, to be honest with you. He needs to get by, and he's losing time, actually, is Simon. If he's going to go for the win, he's got to pass Bruno within the next lap or two. He's got to do it here.
Yeah, that's a big gap, though, man, to the leaders here. He's 9 seconds with 9 laps to go. It's going to be hard to make up a second a lap around this place without Robert Woodward making some sort of mistake.
Yeah, but now he's got by Bruno for 3rd position. We'll see what Edwards' real pace is like compared to the top 2. I've got a feeling he'll chase them down.
Well, the one good thing he's got going for him is these two are close together, so if they start battling a little bit, that'll slow them right on up, and that'll... Oh! I'm telling you, this track is so tough, man.
Yep, and that's Steve Webb getting out of the way of these two. He won't want anything to do with them.
Oh!
That's Akis going straight on at Toyota corner.
Yep. Phil Glover gets by him there.
To 7th position goes Phil Glover, continuing his respectable, clean drive.
Yeah.
That's Mellis. I think just missed the apex through that corner. And now Christoph Lip is within 2/10 of Robert Woodward for the lead. They're heading through Seaside Way now. There are these two heading towards the last hairpin of the course. Does Lip decide to go for it? Well, he's taken the outside line just to help give him the run. So that's the thing, actually, with the SR10. Rob Woodward got the cornering speed to pull away to begin with, but Lip is going to have the straight line speed coming out of this particular section to close back in again.
Yeah, you know, I think the SR8. I still think the SR8 is the car here. This course requires precision, ability to turn with precision, and the SR8 corners so much better. That'd be my preference anyway. I'm not the fastest guy in the world, so having a good handling car would serve me well. Quick here, battle. Schuster's trying to recover here some.
That's Patricio Silva. He's got by 4 position.
Silva's still running a Christmas livery on there, I think.
I don't know whether they still celebrate Christmas at this time of the year, but either way, he's
probably like somebody like me. They hadn't taken down the Christmas tree yet.
Hey, that's the same over at my place right now. We haven't taken ours down yet, but I'll keep the reasons to myself for personal reasons. But Tobias Treacle's got by Phil Glover for position. He's up, but Mellis is in the barrier, Jim.
Did he?
Or at least I thought he did for a brief moment. Hence why Gonzaga's ahead of him.
Yeah, I don't know. That's anyway. Let's get back up here to this battle. This is a good battle right here.
Yeah, I'd have thought though that at that point in the circuit is where Woodward would thrive in because of the cornering speed the SR8 would have over the SR10.
It's tough to pass here, especially somebody who's fast. I mean, if they know how to defensive drive around here, there's not any big wide passing zones here. turn one is probably the best one of those opportunities.
The thing is, he needs a good drive coming out of the hairpin here, but Woodward is always going to have the advantage in terms of the grip through here. And you could just see Lip had to just ease off the throttle and then apply it again. He needs to brake and then not have a stutter.
Right.
He can't have a stutter on the throttle, if you see where I'm coming from.
Yeah. No, he got what happened. Yeah, he got too close to him, and he had to lift or touch his brakes to, and then that allowed Woodward to shoot off. Oh, Woodward's around.
Yeah, Woodward spins on the exit Toyota, and into the lead goes Christoph Lip. That was a bad mistake from Robert Woodward. I hope he hasn't taken any damage at all now, because he's got Simon Edwards chasing him down for P2.
Oh, man. And the problem is his tires right now are probably just screaming hot after that.
Yeah, and his confidence will have been shot. His confidence will have gone from that.
That purple and blue machine behind him, pink, purple, and blue of Edwards, is pretty daunting when your confidence is shattered a little bit.
I think he'll get him here, to be honest with you, Edwards. That straight line speed should help him make his way past at some point. He's not able to do it there. He can't afford to lose too much time here. Simon Edwards, if he was to win here in Long Beach. Woodward goes wide. That's probably the worst entry I've seen Woodward go at that corner in this race. That should be all what Edwards needs. If he could just stay in the slipstream, by the time they come out of this kink, he'll be alongside and through to P2. There we go, look. Yep. He's got ahead of him before he even got to the corner.
Yep. And then there's another tight battle right here, right behind them, too.
That's Schuster going after Vittorino.
Yeah.
So Edwards is through into second place.
Yep.
Has he got enough time to go after Lip for the win?
4 laps, and he's 6.5 seconds back. That's going to be tough.
So Schuster's going through on Vittorino by the looks of it. Yep, he's through. Into fourth place goes Alexander Schuster, ahead of Bruno Vittorino. So Schuster's recovery is continuing to go from strength to strength here. But now, is Edwards getting the gap down on Lip enough? We'll compare the lap times, actually, once both of them go over the line. I will say that Edwards will have got the gap down on Lip by just a touch. So, Lip's last lap time is a 1:15.0. Edwards' time on this lap is a 1:14.8. So he's able to take 2/10 out of Lip's margin on that last lap.
Well, I think this one's going to be a more telling lap because obviously, Lip had to avoid the Woodward incident, and Simon had to get around Woodward. So we'll see. Let's see how this one goes. But I want to go back and take a look at what happened to Woodward. Not to rub it in or anything, but I just want to see what happened there. Just caught that curb. Yeah, just caught that curb and it unsettled the car. Oh my goodness, that was so unfortunate. What a run he was having too. I mean, not that third place is bad, but that's certainly a far cry from winning this race.
There is your former race leader, Robert Woodward, in third position ahead of Alexander Schuster.
Schuster's coming too.
Yep, he's coming out at a rate of knots now. Is the German going after the Brit. And we've only got 3 laps remaining, and the gap has only come down to 5.9 seconds. Comparing the lap times, Christoph Lip did his best lap of the race, a 1:14.8. Edwards did a 1:14.6.
Yep. Which was almost his best lap, only by 2/200ths of a second. It was. So they were both really fast there, but that's not enough to make up the gap. He's going to need Lip to have a little, panic moment, a little incident or something.
In that battle is well and surely done. Edwards is not gaining on Lip on this lap.
No.
But Woodward and Schuster are still close nose to tail. That's Silver just getting out of the way of these two. As we watch Woodward and Schuster fight out for the final podium position in the closing stages here at Long Beach. Here's Schuster doing enough to go to the outside. That'll give him the inside before the hairpin here. Will he leave him room? He does leave him room, but he's got through. So Schuster has now disposed of Woodward. And into the top three he goes, and on course for the SR8 victory.
Yep. And then Vitorino's coming. He's he's a couple seconds back. I don't know. Woodward seems to be just a touch off the pace now. He's turning
to the pace we saw from him earlier.
Mid 116s now. Where your leader, wow, Christian Lipp just turned a 14.72. Is that the fastest lap of the race? No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's Christian Schuster who has the fast lap of the race, a 1:14.1. He posted earlier. He's down in 12th position and chasing after Stefan Mellis. I don't know if he's got enough time to really do anything about Mellis at the moment.
That being said, it is Lipp's fastest lap of the race, and he turns it on the last lap, as he's trying to pull away from Simon Edwards. So that's a brilliant drive right there.
He's about to head over the line to begin his last lap. Christoph Lipp, absolutely tooth and nail, giving everything he's got. He's about to pick up his reward, which will help him in terms of the championship in the SR10s.
Holy cow.
Now, through the fountain for the last time goes Christoph Lipp. He hasn't got any back markers for him to worry about. Stefan Mellis overtakes Mehmet Akis.
No, he's got clear track in front of him.
And Gonzaga has passed Phil Glover further back, although Glover has something to say on that. Side by side towards Toyota corner.
Man, I tell you what, I'd be so nervous if I was George getting caught in everybody else's stuff tonight.
He's already been through enough this evening, has George Gonzaga. Christoph Lipp is coming towards the hairpin for the last time out of Seaside Way. Comes the German, who is backed off the pace a little bit now. He doesn't need to push anymore. He's done all he needed to do. He's about to end his season in style. Christoph Lipp powers down the pit straight to take victory at Long Beach by a comfortable margin, with Simon Edwards coming through from the back of the field to second place, which will do his championship hopes no harm whatsoever. And the man running out the podium, that's Alexander Schuster. From 9th to 3rd.
Also with the win in class there?
He did. The SR8 win going to Alexander Schuster. Robert Woodward in 4th. They've got the likes of Bruno Vitorino, Tobias Treacle, Taras Vosberg, George Gonzaga, Phil Glover making it to 9th, and Mehmet Akis ran out the top 10.
Yeah, I have to say that's a great run for Phil. This course on difficulty level is way up there. So what a good run for him. This group of drivers here has gotten severely much tougher than it used to be. So what a fantastic turnout of great drivers tonight. All right, let's see. Everybody across the line here? Yep.
Yes. And it's Christoph Lipp who takes the win, the feature race here in Long Beach. Simon Edwards second. Alexander Schuster running out the podium and is the winner in the SR8. Robert Woodward 4th. Bruno Vitorino in 5th place, followed by Tobias Treacle and Taras Vosberg. George Gonzaga, Phil Glover, and Mehmet Akis running out the top 10. Christian Schuster running through into 11th place, followed by Stefan Mellis, with Heinz Braun, Patricia Silva, and Nuno Rodriguez making it to the end. We lost Steve Webb, James Berry, Gray Matthews, Sebastian Lipp, and Kevin Harwood.
Yeah, this is that kind of track where, to be honest, that list could have been longer than that. Simon Edwards up 16 spots. Holy cow. And most laps led there was Robert Woodward. So unfortunate for him to have that spin. I was really pulling for him. I just, just to have an opportunity to win this race in this kind of field here. That would have been a great one.
Shall we get a word with Phil Glover to begin with?
Yeah, sure. If he's in there already, yeah, let's pull him in.
We'll speak to the man who's had a respectable evening on the back of what we've seen tonight here in Long Beach. Phil, good evening.
Now then, how are you doing?
Not too bad, thank you. How have you found it? Because obviously we thought it was going to be quite tricky for the fields, considering the nature of this particular circuit. But is Long Beach your kind of circuit compared to a lot of the others?
I love it. I'm not sure I'm that good at it, although, well, I finished midfield, I guess, there, didn't I? How could I describe it? Well, the walls are closer than a taxman's hands. That's what I would say. Yeah. It was great fun, really. I love the jeopardy of the walls, actually, to be honest. So, it worked out all right.
And in terms of, that's the thing with these walls. I mean, you drive the SR10, don't you? Which me and Jim were sort of alluding to the fact that on the straight, it takes a bit of time for them to sort of come into their zone and then be alongside the SR8. Have you? What's the question? What's the question after? Actually, I'm kind of lost now.
You figure out the question, and I'll figure out the answer.
Well, I think probably what he was alluding to was, do you feel like you were maybe at a disadvantage here because of the technical nature of there's so many slow turns here that you were at a bit of a disadvantage to the SR8 on this track, even though you do have the long straightaway. But other than that, this is a technical tight course, It
is. I think where we lose out the most is coming out of that really tight bend, the last corner, I guess it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
We get a lot of wheel spin coming out of there, and I'm not sure the SR8s get as much. And obviously that's a reasonably critical place.
It actually takes away the only advantage you have, which is the horsepower advantage.
Power. Yeah,
and then you lose that because you don't get the traction down to start that long run.
Yeah, I think that's right. But I wouldn't want to complain too much. I think as usual the balance of power alterations they do is pretty good, as good as you can get it, really.
That was me. I was going to relate to the last corner, because when you drive that SR10, it feels like you're understeering so much compared to the SR8, which it makes the overtake into Toyota corner all the more difficult to do. Have you sort of found that out over the course of the two races this evening?
Yeah, I think so. And I don't know whether I'm still driving, so I don't know whether you can flick onto me, but I'm just coming to that corner now. That tight corner, so if anybody's watching, it's this one here, which is down to first gear for us, and then try and get the steering as straight as you can to get the wheels, not the inner wheel slipping, but it's really tricky. Yeah, it certainly is for me anyway. And then this last, corner ones, it rewards the brave, I think.
Well, it punished Robert Woodward tonight. He caught that inside curb a little hard there, and it bounced the rear end, and he spun out of the lead there. That was a tough break for him.
Was he in the lead?
Oh yeah, okay. He led the whole race up until maybe 3 or 4 laps to go, something like that. It wasn't many. I'm so impressed with Robert recently. He's really come on. I don't know where he's been practicing, but he's been getting some practice in somewhere. Probably getting secret lessons from Simon behind your back.
Well, it's not working that well for me, is it?
I disagree with that.
I think that's unfair.
I disagree with that. You are quite a bit better driver than you were a couple of years ago, when I first met you. You have, the thing is, unfortunately for you, this series has gotten extremely popular with really fast drivers. There's a lot.
No, it's fantastic. I'd rather be last and have loads of people on the grid And that makes it more interesting for you as commentators as well. So,
Well, I mean,
yeah, bring it on. I don't mind that.
Yeah,
as long as they're all clean.
Yeah,
as clean as you can.
Yeah, it seems like it's been
Which
good.
I think it's been that way. Yeah. Anyway, I'll let you speak to others. There's
All right,
other
buddy.
people more important. Catch you later, guys.
Yep, good
Cheers.
talking to you.
Thank you very much, Phil. That was Phil Glover we spoke to there. Let's have a word with Simon Edwards, who has had an interesting evening.
Indeed.
A tale of two tales, or was it a story of two tales, or whatever it's called, the story or whatever. Let's be honest. It was a contrast of races. Let's be honest. Let's just put it that way. Simon, good evening.
Hello. I went from clown to crazy fun there.
So
is that your description of the whole story then?
Yeah. I'd never spun on that bump before. not on the practice all week, so it caught me out. And then I just got caught in somebody else's incident when I was the car was drivable, just a little bit slow down the straight. So I think I could have made my way back to the top 10. But yeah, and then it was I 18th or something on the grid?
Yeah.
Finished second. Yeah. No incident points.
Yeah, you were up 16 spots. So yeah, that was that was a good run there for sure.
We just saw the incident or in slow motion of James Barry pulling to the side, which was really unfortunate. What did you see in terms of it, or did you only just see the aftermath of where James Barry had already picked up the damage before pulling to the side at the Fountain roundabout?
Yeah, I just saw the aftermath. Was there a lap car in front of him?
Yeah, I think there was.
Yeah, it was Kevin Harwood. I think it was spun in front of him.
Oh dear! I gave Kevin my setup. I was doing
well, you can't be giving that low wing setup to people.
No, it wasn't low here. I had the same sort of downforce that everybody else had on.
Oh.
No, I wasn't here for the Daytona event, but how was that for you compared to tonight?
I enjoyed both for different reasons. This one, I like all street tracks because you've got an absolute limit, and I like getting up to those last millimeters. So it's really fun for me doing road courses, especially when there's a bit of crazy, because I'm quite good at avoiding the crazy normally.
Well, that's the thing about crazy, isn't it? It's it's all good. It's all good fun. Well, I was going to say it's kind of like dating a crazy woman. It's all good fun till it's not anymore. But I'm going to leave that one alone. No, I mean, this is a great street course. There's a reason it's been around for, 30, 40 years, 50 years, whatever it's been now that they've been racing here. It's a fantastic street circuit. It really is. It's one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, and we avoided every time I see a broadcasted race here, there's always a pile of cars in the last corner, and we were all very sensible and avoided that. There was only a minor amount of.
Well, I did a GT3 race from here last night. I broadcast, and there was indeed a pile of corners in the hairpin. I mean, a pile of cars in the hairpin.
I know what you meant.
Yes, it was a car park down there.
It's like words are getting away with from us, Jim. Before he even
I caught that from you, Tom. I was perfectly articulate before you.
We were just speaking to. Yeah, we were just speaking to Phil Glover, and I was going to ask him a question, but then just all of a sudden words got away from me. Yeah. I was trying to get my question out, and I just passed it over to Jim in case he had anything to say.
Wait till you get older; it gets worse. But good run for you though, Simon. I mean, didn't hurt your championship too much tonight at all with that second place. That was there was a lot of good cars got damaged and finished behind you tonight for sure. So
yeah, there's only Alexander, I think, isn't it? Who's he might be leading the whole overall championship now. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? An SR8.
Yeah, championship scores will be updated in due course. We go to a particular venue, which I personally myself am not familiar with, Rudskogen Motor Centre, Norway. Have you had any previous experience or done any practice at that track before?
Yes, but I've got a senior moment and I can't remember a single thing about it. But I've been there before.
Is it Rudskogen, the one that you kind of come down around the mountain, that big downhill sweeper to the right?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah, I think it is, but I know this. I'm having a senior moment myself. I know that I'm not a fan of it to drive. I can't exactly remember why. I think it's because of that particular turn I'm talking about, but because that's one of those tracks that you race a lot early on, like they send the Formula V's there and the Formula Fords and stuff like that. And I remember with no downforce there, that turn is pretty tricky if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, it should be a good one in these cars, though. You know, I think it's going to be fun. I think it's gonna lend itself to good racing.
Yeah, I've got to give it a go over the weekend to try and get some balance for the 8s. The 8s were a little bit too quick here, but at least gave them the opportunity to come back through the 10s, because we didn't limit the power on the 10s because we thought they were going to be about the same, but the 8s had a few tenths on us, which made it interesting.
We were under the impression that the SR8s had the upper hand here in Long Beach due to the nature of the course, Jim.
Yeah, I think it was just this course is so technical. You know, you got the one straightaway, but other than that, I mean, this course is just a bunch of tight technical turns, you know.
Yeah, we'd put 15 kilograms on them, which still makes them 60 kilograms lighter than our car.
Right.
I think maybe we should have doubled that and taken 1% of power off ours, and it might have made it even more equal without making it silly for them.
Every time that you talk about the you know what you do to balance these cars, I just have to remark, and I probably do almost every race, that what an incredible job y'all do. People have no idea how hard it is to go out there and drive two different cars and try to get them as equal as possible. Like you said there, add weight but take a little power away from this one. You know, I mean, that is such. I commend you every time I get the chance. You and George, when Paul was helping out, you know, I don't know who all is doing it currently, but whoever it is and everybody involved, what a monumental effort that is.
The Shishka brothers are helping me.
Oh, nice. Yeah, well, they're fast, so there's that. And I tell you what, this league has inherited a lot of fast drivers over the last couple of seasons. Man, we've got some really quick guys in here. It used to, when you and James were in the field, you know, back in the day, it was a given that guaranteed one of you two was going to win the race. You know. And nowadays it's questionable. You know, there's a lot of guys in here that can run right with you.
Yeah, and Kim says he's going to be back next season as well, so that'll be
yes, that's going to be great.
Good.
Yeah, he's great too. I love Kim. All right, buddy.
Anyone you want to shout to, Simon, before we let you go?
I'll give a shout out to Patricio, who crashed, and I ran into him in the first race. You know, things happen. I didn't shout at him. I just said, "Oh dear," or something.
It happens.
Anyway, yeah, it does happen sometimes. But at least you've not overreacted in any way, shape, or form. But you know, these things happen from time to time. Well, Simon, I'll let you get off. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Well done on your second place finish from the back of the field in the last race of tonight, and best of luck at Rudskogen.
Thank you very much, guys.
Well, Jim, it's been that sort of evening. I mean, to be fair, I didn't see as much drama as I thought I was going to see this evening. But
I agree. I think
it was one of those, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's Long Beach. You come here expecting that kind of stuff, and for the most part, I agree with you. I don't think that we saw any of those stupid big incidents like Simon talked about, you know, where you get that pile up at the hairpin or something. Overall, yeah, another, you know, this league always puts on quality racing every week. I enjoy it every single time we cover one, and today was no different. And Long Beach presents its own challenge, and it certainly was that. But yeah, I mean, good hard racing, and like you said, not the big chaos or anything.
Absolutely so. Well, if you enjoyed it that much, why not like and subscribe to JP Broadcasting, and you won't miss a thing, and you'll be able to see all the Radical Race Series events on the channel itself. It's been that sort of race In race number 1, we saw Christian Schutzke get the jump on Alexander to take victory in the sprints, and in the feature, it was Christoph Lipp who held off the likes of, just trying to remember now, Simon Edwards, that was it. Simon Edwards by around about 6 seconds to take victory in the feature. Yes, it's been that sort of evening. It's quite late over in the UK.
Start taking your ginkgo biloba or whatever it's called.
Maybe a little bit of caffeine or something like that. It's been that sort of day. It is January. It's the January blues or whatever. Anyway, it's time for us to sign off, and we'll do it all again in a week's time at Cunningham Motor Centre. I am Tom Kent with Jim Cunningham, and we'll speak to you again soon when the Radical Race Series returns.